Uncover your mindsets. What's keeping you from speaking out? Written by me. A ticket to the stars. I'm getting installed in the train, enjoying the view, wondering about everything that has happened up till now, including the dream I had early this morning. What was it about? I remember. It was about being shot into the air. This train doesn't seem to be going at such a pace that something like this would be likely to happen, which actually is a good thing, considering it was already wild enough when happening in the dream. After a while, I get accompanied by Marty, the ticket collector. He wants to know if I already feel a little bit better after all these commotions. Things happened rather quickly, didn't they? But it was a wise choice to go on this ride with us. These journeys to the stars are always very special, and rest assured that you'll be going home a lot richer. No one will ever be able to take away this experience from you. In the meanwhile, Marty gives me my ticket. It's got the color of sand and holds the picture of a compass. He's clipped out a mark looking like a key. Right at that moment, a message can be heard. They want Marty to come to the front of the train. Something must be going on. Excuse me, but I need to go now. The train isn't picking up as much speed as it should be, and I think they want to discuss this. Whenever people decide to bring all the luggage they can carry, it slows down the train immensely. I can still hear his words in my mind while Marty's walking off. I take a good look at all the luggage I've taken with me. This moment could be an excellent time to sort through all this stuff. Chapter 9. Long Lost Memories. One by one, I take out all the bags and suitcases from the rack. It seems like it's going on forever. While collecting all these bags, I notice labels are attached to each item. Looking more closely at the labels, it's like I'm watching short movies. Each label has got a movie of its own. I decide to watch one of these movies a little more closely. I install myself on the couch with the first one that catches my eye. To my surprise, I'm being taken back to a moment in time when I was still a young kid. I'm playing in the sandpit as suddenly other children come running up to me. They want to play in the same sandpit as well, not considering at all I'm already there, playing in that same sandpit as well. Before I know it, all my toys have been taken away from me, and I'm left with nothing to play with anymore except for the sand. I do not get the chance to think about this or react to it, because the very next moment someone is picking me up from the sandpit and carrying me into the house out of the sunshine. It feels like being punished for having those kids taking away my toys. I grab another suitcase. Again, a movie is shown on the label. I'm at the playground at the schoolyard. In the midst of the playground is a magnificent device. It looks like a tiny little train, and every time I start to move, it goes either from the left to the right or from the back to the front. I feel a rush going through my tiny body as I'm sitting in the train. This time, however, I do not get the chance to enter the train. All these kids are running past me, getting in before me. I feel like I've experienced this before, but I can tell when this has happened. At this moment, all I can feel is frustration and disappointment. I wanted to get into that train and go on to a journey of dreams. Instead, I have to look at all these kids screaming and yelling at one another, pushing each other sideways in order to sit behind the wheel. When the bell rings, all kids are rushing off as quickly as they came running up here. I decide to go into the train, even if it's just for a little while. But when I try to get into the train, I hear the clicks of my teacher's heels. She grabs me by the hand and tells me to go inside. I then get to realize I missed out on this amazing journey of dreams. It feels very sad because it's like I've missed out on a wonderful opportunity. Instead, I have to get back into the building, feeling robbed of all freedom. A number of movies go by. Each of the movies contain memories of special moments being taken away from me, maybe even being robbed of these moments. Could it be I let this happen to me? Looking at the suitcases, they no longer seem that inviting to me. I feel like I've got a lump in my throat and there's a bitter taste in my mouth. Realizing this, the train starts to come to a halt. Again, a message is being played. This time it's meant for me. They want to know what luggage is holding back the train from gaining speed. If we want to reach the stars, we can't afford to be held back. At that moment, I understand I do not want to be held back any longer by others. Before I know it, I decide to get rid of these suitcases. Whether this message was truly meant for me or not, I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity to dump all this garbage. I'm never going to be held back anymore by anyone ever, unless I think it's a sensible and wise thing to do. From now on, I'm going for my own freedom. Chapter 10. Superfluous baggage. Just above the window, I can see a thick cream-colored cord. Attached to it is a second thick rope that's hanging along the window. Attached to this cord is a copper bell. The long cord is going straight to the walls of all cabins, forming a direct link with the engine driver and the ticket collector. I pull the cord and get startled for a moment because all of a sudden, sounds from all bells are being rung in the entire train. Fortunately for me, Marty appears with a big wild smile on his face. Have you made up your mind yet? You figured this out, didn't you? This message indeed was meant for you. How about burning this baggage together? I feel my face is shining as I'm looking at him. This guy seems to know all my wishes. Let's get all these bags towards the engine driver, Hank. He can burn them on the spot. How about that? The train now has come to a full stop. We step out of the train and walk towards the front to Hank. He opens up the hatch to the incinerator and I put in my first suitcase. To my surprise, the suitcase seems to be fitting the size of the hatch. That same moment, a big white flame appears, surrounded by numerous silver sparks. Then everything is back to normal again. The incinerator is filled with charcoal again. Want to do it one more time? Hank asks me. I sure like this, so I give him another bag. Again, this incredible flame appears. This is wildly magnificent. Both gentlemen look at me with sparkles in their eyes. What do you think, Marty? Asks Hank. This deserves something special, right? This is the next step when it comes to getting rid of all this garbage other people have left behind on your doorstep. Hank looks at me and asks me if I still have the treasure map. Of course I do. I pull the canvas very carefully out of my pocket. Hank takes the map and pins this word on. Freedom. As soon as the word has been attached to the canvas, it's starting to glow. At the same time, so do I. I do not know who's more radiant, that pin or me, but my, oh my, do I feel good about myself. Come on, let's return to your cabin. Let's see if we can pick out some other bags that can be thrown away. While walking back, the train slowly starts to move again. There's a noticeable difference in how quickly the speed of the train starts to increase. My thoughts drift off when I'm sitting on the couch again. How great would it be if I could stand up for myself in a firm manner? I take another look at that pin with the word freedom. I wonder what freedom represents for me. I pull down the writing tablet from the wall. I notice some words have already been written down on the paper on top of the tablet. To me, freedom is. I immediately start to write down. Standing up for myself. Continuing to do whatever it is I'm doing or planning to do. Being able to enjoy myself and especially keep enjoying myself. Chapter 8.